Hey guys, welcome back. Let's update the rotation when attacking in this episode. As you can see, it's pretty stiff, so we're going to change that. Let's open up the combat components, and we're going to create a function. I'm going to call this calculate last input. Let's get the owner and get the component by class, and the class that we want to get is the character movement component. Right. Now from the character movement component, let's get the last input. And we want to promote this to a variable. Let's call this last input. Now, let's get the last input variable here. Let's check if it's not equal to a tolerance of 0.0. Let's do 0.001. It's like a really small tolerance. And let's promote this to a variable. Let's call this input. Let's add a branch and check if input is true or not. And let's get the last input vector again. And we're going to do a make rotation from X. Now let's promote this to a variable, and we're going to call this last rotation. Great. Compile, save. We're going to create another function. So we're going to do this using an interface. So I'm going to double click on the set combat enabled interface here to open up the BPI combat data. We're going to add a function. I'm going to call this, what can I call this? Attack rotation. We're going to call this update attack rotation. It's going to require an input of type boolean, and we're going to call this interp. Give me a second. All right, so compile and save, and let's head back to BPC Combat, and we want to implement this event, update attack rotation. Now from this event, we're going to add a branch, connect it here, connect the interp to the branch. Next, let's get the owner, and we want to set actor rotation. Connect it to the true pin. Now, we're going to do a rinterp2, and the return value will be the new rotation. The current rotation will be the actor's current rotation, so let's get actor rotation. And the target will be our last rotation variable. The delta time will be the world delta seconds. So let's get world delta seconds. And the interpolation speed could be something like 7. Great. And there's only one more thing to do. Let's head to the combat systems folder, and we're going to duplicate an reset combat. going to call this an underscore update rotation. Let's open this up. And we're going to delete the receive notify function. And we want to override. Oh, we're using the wrong notify. Okay, so we're going to delete this. And we don't need to add a notify. We need to add a notify state, so we can know when to begin the rotation and end it. So I'm going to create an add a notify state, and we'll call this ANS for add notify state update rotation. Open it up, and we want to override two functions. The first one is going to be receive notify tick. So from the mesh component, we're going to get the owner, get owner of the component. Then we want to get the component by class. This is going to be PPC combat. Let's check if it's valid, and if it is valid, then we call our function update attack rotation message. So once it begins, we set interrupt to be true, and we need to override one more function. We're going to copy this, actually copy everything here, and override receive notify end. And we're going to paste everything, connect the mesh component to the owner, connect the execution pins wherever they need to be, and set interrupt to false, connect the return value, and set it to true. Compile and save. Now in our attack animation, so I'm just going to open up the animations tab here real quick and browse to my attack animations. So we need to tell the engine where to begin its rotation. So from here, I'm going to add a new notify track. Right click, add notify state, and we're going to select ANS update rotation. And we need to create a window in which it should begin and end by dragging the end of this state. So from right here to around here is when I want to update the character's rotation. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to head to the rest of animations. So somewhere right around here, I'm going to paste it, just to start, and end around here. For the other one, I'm going to start it here and end it around here. And lastly, this one, so I'm going to start it here again and end it here. Great, save all. Right, so with this added, the state being added to all of the animations, all we need to do is head back to VPC Combat and call our calculate last input function. Now we can use the event tick, but we don't need to. We can use it you call the function from the animation blueprint, since this is already running in real time. So at the end here, I'm going to get my combat component, and I'm going to call calculate last input, the function. Connect it here, compile and save. If I hit play now and I equip my weapon and I attack, I can select whatever desired direction I press. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. See ya.